Welcome back. Now we'll interview the third person on my staff that knows about our school improvement plan. You can go ahead and introduce yourself.
Okay, my name is Miss Lamb or Mimi Lamb. I am the instructional specialist here at Cornelius Elementary, and I've been serving 2 years in this position. I used to be a teacher here for 9 years, teaching third and fourth grade before I was promoted as an instructional specialist. Um, every year, when the school year starts, um, the administrators get together and we put together an SIP plan, which is our school improvement plan. And that is basically us looking at data from our previous school year and comparing whether or not, we've met our goals, at the end of the year. And then if so or if not, that would help us compile our new SIP for the new school year.
Okay.
We do this every year around September. And throughout the year, we always take a look at our SIP plan to see if it's working. And we also take a look at any areas where we may still need to show improvement, or there could be new things that come up in the school year that we need to make improvements on.
Okay. How does the campus acknowledge and celebrate teachers that implement the strategies in support of the campus vision?
So I know that one of the main goals that we've pretty much had every year in our SIP plan was attendance issues, right? Every year, we've always strived to ensure that the majority of our students are coming to school, as well as our teaching staff.
Okay.
And that's really important. And our goal has always been, 98% attendance of students or above. And to acknowledge or recognize that and celebrate that, we always obviously have to encourage our students to come to school every single day.
Okay.
Every single 9 weeks, we have a perfect attendance celebration for those students who come to school every single day, and we also celebrate our teachers as well who come to work every day. On a monthly basis, those teachers who come to school every day for that month get entered in a raffle, and there's a name that's drawn, and whatever teacher's name that's drawn from that raffle gets a gift card.
Okay.
And we actually have quite a substantial amount of teachers now that ever since we started doing that, I think we started doing that maybe the past 3 years or so, we've actually had quite a lot of teachers that get to enter the raffle every single month.
Okay, I like that idea. How are these contributions and achievements effectively communicated to the staff, students, and the community?
Well, here at Cornelius, communication is very important on a daily basis, on a weekly basis, and on a monthly basis. We have Cougar newsletters that go out every single week to all of our teachers and our students and our parents, obviously. We have communication on a daily basis with our morning announcements. Every single morning, a lot of our announcements always contains important information for our students as well as our teachers. And then we also have our daily administrative announcements that get emailed to teachers on a daily basis. However, I know sometimes teachers are really busy, so they don't get a chance to necessarily look at their emails on a daily and read those morning announcements or daily administrative announcements. So our morning announcements are really important at getting any certain type of news out to teachers. We also have the school messenger system, which basically is a system that HSE utilizes where if there's any messages that need to be sent out to teachers or to parents and their child or children, we make those school messenger announcements, and it'll basically call the parent on their cell phone at whatever designated time we want and give those messages out. Let's see, what else we have. Communication between teachers and parents is probably, I would say, the most important, because obviously parents aren't here at the school all the time. And so it's important for teachers to relay any type of messages regarding their students to the parents, whether it's a daily or on a weekly basis. So just communication all around is important, whether it's between the school and the parents or between the teachers and the parents and the students.
At Cornelius, how does the information go out? Is it only in English? Is it in English and Spanish? What languages do you use in your school to send messages to parents, or is it only English?
No, it's definitely English and Spanish. I mean, our school is what, 70 something percent Hispanic,
Okay.
So our newsletters are in English and in Spanish, as well as our school messenger system when we do like the phone fan. I call it the phone fan out,
Mm-hmm.
but the technical term is the school messenger. I'll do it in English, and then my coworker, Miss Gomez, will say it in Spanish.
Okay.
However, our morning announcements are in English.
Okay. How does the campus use innovative thinking, risk-taking, or failures as a learning experience? For example, if a teacher scores below the school's expectations on the STAR test, what are some ways and techniques that teacher is assisted to improve student growth?
Can you say that again?
What are some ways that the school provides a teacher that's struggling in her classroom with support?
Okay. Well, serving as an instructional specialist, I am in charge of basically coaching new teachers, or maybe even second-year teachers that are requesting my assistance.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely for new teachers. I mean, they're coming in pretty much not knowing anything. Not to
I understand.
be negative or anything, but go to school and college to be an educator, but they don't really prepare you, to what it's really like in the classroom, right?
Mm-hmm.
And as you can know all the content you want about a subject, any subject or topic, and think of, oh yeah, I'm just gonna say this and let them learn this, but they don't understand classroom management, and I think that's the number one area where a teacher has to be proficient at in order to even be a successful educator or to be able to teach. If you can't manage your kids,
right, I agree.
Or if you don't have a routine or a system in place, it's not going to work no matter how good you think you know the material.
Right.
So I have to coach new teachers, and before the school year starts, I tell them, okay, this is how you should set up your classroom, and I'll ask them questions. Okay, when the students come in, what needs to be in place. The first time when they come in, you got to have some work ready for them. You got to know exactly where they're going to put all their materials.
Right.
I mean, just knowing literally every single piece of dialogue that you're going to say within that first day is crucial to set the tone in the classroom and so forth. And then from then on, the very first year is always going to be hard because it's always about classroom management, But then as well, you also have to, as an instructional specialist, you also have to be able to model lessons for them, and showing them how to set expectations for the students before you even begin a lesson. Like, what are your expectations? How should they be sitting? How do they respond to you and give you feedback for student learning and so forth. So that's what I do here on the campus. And then I show them instructional materials that they can use in the classroom.
Okay.
And then just literally every single week we would meet to talk about where they're at, what I noticed in their classroom, what I think they need help on. And then I always go in and model as well as needed, But I want to give them enough room as possible to kind of get their feet grounded and kind of learn their own way of teaching instead of just constantly modeling and modeling and modeling.
So you go in maybe once a week or once every 2 weeks or whenever they request you to come in?
In the beginning, I come in automatically and just show them. And then they kind of watch what I do, and then they'll try to mimic me, but then kind of have their own way of teaching as well or learning. And so I let them kind of be free as well because I don't want to, take over.
Because you're not actually there. It's really their classroom.
Exactly.
Are teachers and students aware of the campus culture? Is it posted around the school? Do they know the vision? Is it posted anywhere around the school? How do the parents and the students know the campus vision?
That's a hard question. It's not posted around the school. We leave it up for teachers or a grade level to determine what I guess like the goal is. in their grade or in their team.
Okay.
So every single teacher, though, if you walk into their classroom, they always have a class goal posted in the front of the classroom. Whether you want to call it a mission statement, a class goal, or just a
Okay.
goal, it's always posted. And we pretty much leave it up to the teachers to post what their goals are for the classroom, or they make a team decision on what the goal is for the entire team.
Okay.
I mean, it's such a broad statement. I mean, we don't want to, like create just one big mission statement and then just say that for that for every single teacher's classroom when
Okay.
really every teacher has a different set of students, right?
Right.
And I think we should leave it up to them to decide on what their particular goal is in their classroom. But then that goal in particular should also align to the school goal as well.
Okay. So if you had to make any changes for next year to the school improvement plan, what changes would you implement and why?
Well, we just received back our STAR scores about 2 or 3 weeks ago, I believe. And our percentages, we did actually meet our current or this past school year's SIP goals. We met them. And because our past school year's SIP goals were heavily focused on the fourth grade team with writing and reading. So we met our goals for that. Pretty much every goal we met. So we're going to have to obviously set some new goals. And as of right now, I haven't delved into that yet, but we will definitely be looking into that once the school year begins.
Okay. How do you feel as far as support from the district regarding the school vision? Do you feel like the district supports the school with creating the school's vision, or does the district just kind of let the school decide on the school's vision?
No, the district definitely always sets up an initiative every single year that they want to focus on. The beginning of last year, the school initiative was basically Literacy by 3, focusing on literacy. And so because of that, they've always provided professional development opportunities that centered around that. And we were able to provide teachers with professional development opportunities outside of the classroom or outside of the school, as well as provide them professional development opportunities that are given in-house on our campus to help them.
Okay. If you could receive more support from the district, would you like to, or do you think the district provides enough support?
I think they do provide a lot of support. I mean, we have so many workshops. However, some of their workshops, if you speak to teachers at these workshops, some of the workshops are kind of recycled material or programs. And so I think we're always looking for new ways of teaching or new ways of learning, just as our students learn. We always want to learn this. If you're a student, you want to be shown something new. And as for teachers and educators, we want to be exposed to something new. And as many workshops as HSD provides us, or teachers and staff members, sometimes I feel like it's really not new things. It's just, what another one of our administrators would say, they're always reinventing the wheel, but it's the same stuff over and over.
In your school, do you feel like you're achieving your goals, all of the goals that you set forth at the beginning of the year? For the most part, are you achieving those goals?
If I'm looking at the SIP goals, yes. If outside of the SIP goals, there are definitely areas that I feel like we need to improve on. I think teachers are very overwhelmed regarding testing, and that's not really something that you can really list as a goal in the SIP, I mean, I feel like our district or just our nation alone, we're just so focused on standardized testing. And I don't know if that's really a realistic view of how we should judge our teachers and our students based on some test scores. That's not the way I grew up anyway, and I think we turned out very well. But for our students, it's a lot of pressure, and definitely for our teachers, it's a lot of pressure. And so many teachers are, leaving the field because of that. So, yeah.
One last question. What are some pros and cons that you notice on your campus regarding the campus vision? What are some pros and cons?
Regarding some pros, well, let's see. Some pros are, I definitely believe that all of our teachers have the same goal in mind in general. We all want our students to be successful. We do want them to pass a test, obviously. It's a sense of accomplishment.
Right.
Um, so we have that in common. And we're very competitive we're very competitive, and we want the best for our students, and we want them to score high, of course. Um, some cons, I think, again, I think that the teachers are just very overwhelmed, and I think it's very difficult to figure out a way how to boost teacher morale or staff morale. It's exhausting, and then another thing I definitely want to say is the class size. I think that an ideal class size should be 20 or less. And in HIC, because we have so many students, so many schools, it always seems as if the norm is having 25 or more students in the classroom. And I think having that many students, even just 5 extra, makes a huge difference and a huge impact in the classroom, where we never really feel like we're able to reach all of our students.
Right.
So that's definitely a con, and I think that's something we definitely need to look at. Even though we're only allowed a certain amount of waivers every year per school, it always just seems as if it's just so many kids. So
Thank you so much for taking the time to sit with me and answer my questions regarding the school's vision. Thank you, Ms. Lamb.
thank you.